So all of you are aware of a ball pillar drawing. This is a ball pillar drawing. So depending upon the quantity, you have to decide your basic process. Now, basic process is nothing but the process which gives the shapes, initial shape to the product. Now there are various processes mm, or the raw material sizes from which the components can be made now, which depends on the quantity. Now suppose for example this ball pillar, if the quantity required is only two pieces or one pieces, then definitely you will go for round bar, and round bar you will look for this C40 material or EN8 material. C40 material or EN8D material, which is available in the market. This is a little higher than EN8. So this is in case if the quantity is one or two pieces. If the quantity is more, then definitely you can think for casting, forging, or powder metallurgy. Now here it is explicitly given in this drawing that it is of FQ. FQ matlab forge quality. FQ का meaning है forge quality. So you have to go for forging. Now when you go for forging, how to decide? What should be the shape of the forging? So for that I have drawn some sketches. So you can have a forged slug. So remember now we are making a forging for this drawing for the ball pillar. Hmm. So you have to have a trade-off between the die cost and the machining cost. So you can go for this forging of length 65 and diameter 26. Now how do you decide it upon the length 65 and diameter 26? Here is the size. Here is the size. Now what is the size? This size is the maximum size is diameter 24 and the length is 61. So diameter 26 is enough, and the lengthwise also the length 65 is also enough. Then 65 is also enough. So you can go for a slug. This is for the slug, a forged slug of diameter 26 and 65. Now you can notice here that still the machining, uh, there will be lot of waste, and the machining time will be more. So why not go for another type of forging? So you do some improvement in the forging die. So you can go for this kind of forging die. The length is 20. Hmm, and again this length will be 45, so 45 plus 20 will be 65, and you can change this diameter to 26 and here the diameter to 20. Okay, so still if you want to save the machining cost, then you can improve your forging die like this. You can improve the further forging die. No doubt the die cost is going to increase, but your machining time is going to decrease. So you have to have a trade-off between the quantity and the die cost. Still, suppose if the quantity to be manufactured is more, if the quantity to be manufactured is more, then you can still improve on the forging die. Now here the die cost is increased, but the machining cost is reduced. Still, if the cost is a criteria, and if the quantity is more, maybe say 1 lakh pieces or 10 lakh pieces, then you can improve on your die cost like this. You can still go for a little more complex die. No doubt the cost is die cost is going to increase, but then there will be a substantial reduction in the machining time. So which will cover up your die cost. So this is what your basic shape of the material, and then once you have this basic shape of the material, then you can calculate manually the weight of the component, and then up to if the weight of the component is less than 5 kg, then it can be handled manually. I mean, each and every component can be handled manually, because up to 5 kg, the an average person can lift the load very easily. I think this is clear. Any doubt here in this ball pillar regarding the basic shape? How to go for the basic shape?
सर
Yeah.
सर वो डाई वाला नहीं था ना, आपके बाजू में तो थ्रेड
Sorry.
रोलिंग और ये सब लिखा था। सर वो जो डाई का वैसा नहीं था, वो आपके वो प्रीवियस, हाँ ये वाले स्लाइड में ये नहीं।
हाँ, इसमें
हाँ सर, ऊपर जाओ
हाँ हाँ
जरा।
this
नो नो, अप अप।
yeah here.
सर ये थोड़ी ना डाई, ये ऐसा डाई मानेंगे तो, पर वहां पे तो लिखा है टेपर दिया है अलग से और थ्रेड रोलिंग किया है।
Means we are improve how the improvement is done. Clearly, this is just a round bar kind of thing. So now here how the needs to be improved. So now what improvement is done? So here one step is added in the forging dies. So this has helped to reduce the machining. Some machining is reduced, but it still can be improved like that it is. Then what improvement is done? Here the head is modified. So still it can be improved. Now this is better for the thread rolling. This because now this is here it is to be threaded, isn't it? So from thread rolling point of view, this die is improved, forging dies is improved. Now here what improvement is done, that we have given the taper to the taper in the die, like that it is. What improvement is done in the raw material, that is written here. So this particular diameter, the improvement is done which is suitable for the thread rolling, I mean. Yes, sir.
हाँ ओके सर।
Like that it is. So right hand side in the green I have written what improvement has been done. So finally, if the quantity is very high, like suppose if we have say 1 lakh pieces, then you can go for this. 1 lakh pieces means suppose if you take 1,20,000 pieces, then it comes around 10,000 pieces per month. A batch of 10,000 pieces. So which is quite good. And it will be repetitive also for next year also. Then definitely you can go for a forging die of this shape. So we were discussing steps here, so handling is clear now. Now we'll go for the tooling. We are still into the step one. Step one is establishing the general characteristics of the workpiece. So in that, point A we discuss, then point B, that is general configuration of the part. In that you have handling, then you have tooling. So handling, here you have to write that if the I will give you one solved assignment also. hmm, so that will be helpful for you for writing the assignment. So handling manually on the machine, that is you can lift the component manually, you can hold the component manually on right hand, and you can put it in a chuck, and then chuck can be clamped by left hand. Then from machine to machine or from machine to department, you can use forklift. In the forklifts you can keep pallets. In the pallets you can keep bins, and in the bins you can keep 4 5 components. So like that it can be handled. But suppose if the component is heavy, if the component is heavy, say weight of the component is say 10 kg or 12 kg, then you need some one more helper, or you need a crane to load it on the machine. Yes.
सर टूलिंग के अंदर मशीन टूल्स और कटिंग टूल्स दोनों आएंगे, सिर्फ कटिंग टूल लिखा है।
So Abhi, let us talk about the tooling. So in the toolings now, this you have only cutting tools, and machines we are writing separately. See here. See next is in the B, general configuration of the part. We are writing now in the machines. We are writing, process engineer is writing which machines will be required, and definitely from mass production point of view. So capstan lathe, turret lathe, or you can use chucking automat, or you can use CNC turning center uh, for the first operation, then lathe for the second operation, or CNC turning center for the second operation, then drilling machine. with indexing jig, and then milling machine for square, milling machine for the square. So this is the machines, and in case if you don't have any machines, then process engineer has to place a order for that particular machine through purchase department.
सर
Yeah.
सर पर हमने ऑपरेशंस तो तब डिफाइन नहीं किया ना.
Detailed operations we are not decide, but the process engineer knows what kind of machines he is going to require. So based on the machines, see, detailing is done at the end. Detailing is done at the end. That postmortem is done at the end. All small operations. And once that is done, then again you have to come to the preliminary part analysis right from the step one, and you have to see, is there any changes? Is there any changes? Hmm? So that's why this is the first step. This becomes the initial step, that deciding upon the handling, deciding upon the tooling, deciding upon the machines. Then in tooling, you have to decide, you have to think what kind of tooling it is going to require. So here we are written that it will need a boring bar, a carbide multi-step boring bar. Multi-step boring bar means now you can have one boring bar here, and in that one boring bar you can do this bore as well as this bore simultaneously together. It's a special. See, you can have a boring bar which can do only boring of this, or which can do only boring of this, uh, or you can go for multi boring bar. So in multi boring bar you will have two. I'll show you that in the tool layout you will have two tools, cutting tools coming out. So one set for this bore and another set for this 75 bar. So that means what, these two bores will be done simultaneously. That is what is called as the multiple boring bar. Multiple boring bar is a special kind of tool which is to be designed by process engineer with the help of a tooling department. Now this special tooling or special tool will be required if the quantity is more. Like suppose if it is 5,000 pieces per month, then it is worth going. Otherwise, you can simply use a normal boring bar, which will do one bore at a time. Then carbide multiple boring bar. Then you have coated HSS tool. This is coated HSS tool for you tools. Is no, it is not that visible. Now, coated HSS tool means you have, see, the in the tools, the basic tools is made up of carbon steel or high carbon steel. Then next is your HSS. Now high carbon steel means आपका जो किचन का जो knives रहते हैं, छुरी, these are all made up of high carbon steel. And ऊपर it is high speed steel, that is 1841, more popularly called as the 1841. That is tungsten, chromium and vanadium. So 18% is tungsten, chromium is 4%, and vanadium is 1%. And then remaining is anywhere the remaining is iron if it is a ferrous material. Then next to HSS you have carbide tools, that is cemented carbide. Then you have coated tools, that is you can have a coating of carbide on HSS, and this coating is usually of titanium carbide, that is TIC, or titanium nitride, that is TIN. Usually the titanium carbide coating you can identify by the color. Both the coatings you can identify by the color. If the coating is of golden color, usually in the layman's language we call it as a golden coating. अरे golden coated tool है मेरे पास ऐसे. So usually this titanium carbide coated looks like yellow, it's a yellow color, and then titanium nitride जो coating है that is slightly grayish color, gray color. Both these coatings are done by the process which is called as the PVD or CVD, that is a physical vapor deposition, or by chemical vapor deposition. There are few plants in Taloja who does this vapor deposition. In Mumbai also you have at Vasai PVD CVD. Among all these coatings, Balzara, BALSARA, they are the famous coaters, and they are into the Pune. The coatings can be range from 5 microns to generally 30 to 40 microns. The higher the size of the coating or higher the size of the film, the more costly affair it is. But generally 5 to 10 microns of coating is enough. So first is your high carbon steel, then next is your high speed steel, then you have cemented carbide, then cemented carbide के ऊपर you have coated tools. Coating can be done on HSS or coating can be done on carbide. Then उसके ऊपर you have CBN tools, that is cylindric boron nitrides, and then उसके ऊपर you have diamond tools. Diamond tools are the most expensive, and उसके नीचे you have CBN, that is cubic boron nitride. One CBN or diamond insert can cost as high as imported cost will be around 1 to 1.5 lakhs per insert. So whenever you are working in industry, and in case if you come across with this kind of inserts, CBN inserts and diamond inserts, then you have to handle these inserts very carefully. In case if you come across with this kind of inserts, CBN inserts and diamond inserts, then you have to handle these inserts very carefully. Hmm? Very carefully, because those are the hardest inserts, and even if it falls down, it's going to break. And then if it breaks, आपका job गया. Because 1 लाख या 1.5 लाख का नुकसान straight away. So you have to handle it very carefully, very carefully. Of course, you have to be careful in the plant, but whenever you are handling such kind of expensive things, you should be more careful, extra careful. The inserts manufacturers are generally the Vidia, then Sandvik, Iskar, Kennametal, hmm, out of which the initial market in the beginning Vidia was popular, then Sandvik captured the toolings market, then Iskar and Kennametal. Now Iskar is just nice. I am not branding Iskar. I mean the cost wise and the quality wise, Iskar is uh, better, but the trend is to go for the Sandvik because of its reputation, as well as costing, as well as उनका support, the service support है. Like suppose if you want to develop any product, then if you call them, then their application engineer will come, and he will study entire the product, machines, quantity, etc., and he give you the proposal at which kind of tools you can go for. Hmm? So that support is good. Of course, many companies they have this application engineer. Even Iskar also they have. But Sandvik being good company, they have more numbers of application engineers. Quite a lot many application engineers are there. Hmm. What happens now, the more the staff, then the cost will increase, isn't it? Like suppose if today Sandvik is recruiting say 10 engineers, application engineers in Bombay, and Iskar has suppose 1 or 2 engineers, then obviously the cost of their inserts will be less because they have only 1 or 2 engineers. और आज Sandvik अगर 10 इंजीनियर रखता है तो 10 इंजीनियर का सैलरी भी उतना proportionately बढ़ता है, so that cost will be definitely uh, will be borne by the product, I say. Now once you have now machines, uh, then you have to define your sequence. Just define the sequence. Again, you are not writing down in details. So in sequence, you have to just write, what is the sequence. So first you will do the OD turning, then facing, then boring, chamfering, then recess. Recess is this. I hope you understand the recess mean. This is what is recess or undercut. That is circlip groove. That is what the recess means. Is not the break what we are talking about. Recess is nothing but the groove. Then you have to reverse is that is second setup, and in second setup for this particular um, product, see in the first setup you have to do maximum number of operation in the first setup. So in the first setup you can hold it here, okay, or you can hold it here also in Forja Chubb. That is on the square, and you can do this spacing, this taper, this OD, this spacing, then you can do this ID boring, and this inside taper, and this. Plus you can do this groove also. hmm, and then second setup on the lathe machine only, you can hold it on this diameter in a soft jaw jug, and then you have to do this spacing, then this diameter, and this spacing, and this radius format. Hmm. So this is what you have to decide, this sequence. Then once this is done, then you can go for the milling, that is four sides, and then you can go for the drilling, that is drilling of the four holes. Then you have to estimate, approximately. You are not doing any calculation, machining time calculations. You are not doing. You have to just find out the rate of production like what you had in the second year. Here also there will be one question numerical around 3 to 5 marks based on machining time calculation, but here the coverage will be more. Like you may have to calculate machining time for the gear hobbing or for the hardening process. So rate of production for all the operations, you have to write. If you remember, I had shown index sheet and operation sheet. So index sheet you have to fill this time. Then you have to identify. Now we are doing postmortem of the entire drawing. So now next step is material. What is the material? So material, it is given in the drawing. It is gray cast iron. Then what is the hardness? 160 to 190 BHN. So this gives you fair idea, whether you have to go for hardened tools, or just normal tools. Now 160 190 BHN is relatively quite soft. Up to 300 to 350 BHN, you have to remember this, can be easily machined. Hmm. Or if you talk in terms of RC, then up to 20 to 25 RC you can machine it easily. Sometimes even up to 30 also. So moment, so that's why most of the people they go for pre-hardened material. So if it is a pre-hardened material, then the hardness is around 25 to 28 RC, which can be machined easily. And since it is pre-hardened, it gives you the material also gives you the good light. But if you still want better wear resistance, then you have to do the hardening. In the hardening, the hardness increases to 58 to 60 RC. Generally, Rockwell scale is used, so that's why I'm using these terms. Hmm. So if it is more than 45 RC, then your conventional tools, cutting tool fails, then you have to go for special like CBN or diamond, or you have to go for processes like grinding, polishing, etc. Or another reputed process or popular process is spark erosion if the hardness increases. Then your next step is how the part is originated. How the part is originated. So how the part is originated means you have a raw material blank and it is casting. huh, and the casting is in normalized condition. And why normalized conditions? In order to remove the stresses. So you have to get this data from the drawing. So you have to carefully study the drawing. Yeah. So you have to look whether any instructions are given. Like here it is now gray cast iron. Okay, so simply it is written gray cast iron. Fine. So usually in the casting the stresses are developed. Then you have to always normalize to remove the stresses. Or suppose if the component is welded or fabricated, then there are a lot of thermal stresses are developed, then that thermal stresses, for that you have to do stress relieving. So that is a decision which is taken by the process engineer, even though it is not mentioned clearly or explicitly in the drawing. So this becomes your implicit specification. What is the implicit specification here? It is not mentioned, but the process engineer has decided that castings has to be normalized. Casting should be normalized. Or if it is a welded structure, then process engineer has decided that it has to be stress relieved. It has to be stress relieved. So that decision is taken by process engineer, and in this case this becomes your implicit specification. It is not specified in the drawing, but it is definitely important for the product to be manufactured. So then next step is you have to look for recorded changes in design. Are there any changes in the design? So you see whether any revision is there in the drawing. So here you have to look carefully. If there are any revisions, so the revisions will be mentioned here. Uh, in that they will have a tabular form, but here there are no revisions, so the table is not there. Only the tolerance chart is given. That is, if the dimension is from 0 to 10, then it is plus minus zero point 0.1. If it is 100 to 300, then it is plus minus zero point 0.5. See,
Sir,
again and again I am telling that if it is 300 and if the tolerance is not given, that doesn't mean that 300 ka 305 chalega. No, that 300 you will have to manufacture in plus minus zero point 0.5. I say, बोलिए.
सर वो रॉ मटेरियल ब्लैंक करके वो सेक्शन था ना जिसके अंदर हम लोगों ने नॉर्मलाइजिंग और वो लिखा था.
हाँ, नॉर्मलाइजिंग लिखते हैं, या सपोज इफ इट इज वेल्डेड देन इट हैज टू बी स्ट्रेस रिलीव्ड, और
सर
समटाइम्स
मतलब वो सेक्शन में हमेशा इम्प्लिसिट फंक्शन इम्प्लिसिट या स्पेसिफिकेशंस ही लिखने हैं.
that is so that you have to again write in implicit specification. There is a step called as the implicit specification. In that implicit specification, again you have to write, remove sharp edges, remove burrs. Then the casting has to be normalized. So this comes under the implicit specification again, down.
तो सर फिर उसमें क्या उसमें हम लोग ने क्या लिखा फिर यही सब लिखा ना.
इसमें
ये
implicit.
नहीं नहीं उधर हाँ रॉ टी पॉइंट पॉइंट टी नीचे हाँ वो रॉ
हाँ,
मटेरियल.
raw material blank. So casting, raw material blank is cast, or it can be forged, or it can be welded. So you are writing here raw material blank is of casting. This normalized condition I am just writing additionally. So there is no I mean there is nothing wrong even if you repeat. See, normalized condition to remove the stresses, so that will come in implicit specification. But there is no harm that even if you write here also fine. But this has to come under your implicit specification. You have to write.
तो सर
Because
रॉ
it is not
मटेरियल ब्लैंक. सर रॉ मटेरियल ब्लैंक में एग्जैक्टली फिर मतलब क्या सोच के लिखना है मतलब
raw
अभी
material
कास्टिंग
blank.
के मतलब.
हाँ, रॉ मटेरियल ब्लैंक में आपको लिखना है वेदर इट इज कास्टिंग और फोर्जिंग, और वेदर इट इज अ राउंड बार, और वेदर इट इज पाउडर मेटलर्जी बार, लाइक दैट मीन्स आप कौन सा भी प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे तो आपको रॉ मटेरियल लगेगा. सपोज
सर
इफ यू आर
मतलब
मेकिंग.
शेपिंग और फॉर्मिंग प्रोसेस लिखना है क्या उसके अंदर.
हाँ, casting or forging or a round bar, like that you have to write. Suppose here now, suppose if the quantity is only one pieces, so now you tell me what will be the round, what will be the raw material blank here. Now suppose
सर
here the
वो फिर
यहाँ पे
सर आप
suppose.
बोले थे वो स्क्वायर बार या फिर राउंड बार से हम लोग
हाँ,
निकालते हैं.
exactly. Suppose if the quantity is only one, so raw material blank, what you will write 140 by 145 square. और अभी आपको मालूम है, आपको मतलब कास्टिंग का भी बार मिलता है, स्क्वायर बार भी मिलता है, राउंड बार भी मिलता है. So suppose if the quantity is only one, then we will not go for sand casting anything. We will not go for molds. So we will just take it from the market. We will just see whether any square bar is available or not. So that in that case, raw material blank will be square 140 or 145 140 by 140, sorry, 145 by 145 का square by length 65, बस
ओके।
ऐसा। देन आपको सप्लायर के साथ आपको बात करना है कि बाबा मेरे को एक 65 का टुकड़ा काट के दे दो करके। नॉर्मली द लेंस आर अवेलेबल इन मीटर्स और इन फीट, लाइक 10 फीट का रहता है या 20 फीट का रहता है या 2 meters या 5 meters ऐसा टुकड़ा रहता है, बट देन यू हैव टू रिक्वेस्ट हिम, so he will charge some additional, like suppose if the SS round bar is available at say 300 rupees per kg for a 10 feet long, then but if you want only 1 feet or 2 feet, then instead of 300 rupees he will charge you cutting charges, so it can go to 320 or 330 rupees per kg, but then it is worth, okay, because where you will keep that much of inventory, isn't it? एक फुट आप लेके क्या करने वाले हो? हम्म? So this is what you have to write here. Hmm? Raw material blank casting or
मतलब प्रिंसिपल प्रोसेस लिखना है ना, रॉ मटेरियल।
हाँ basically हाँ no principal process नहीं, there is a difference between principal process and basic process, so that again we will study in classification of operation. Basic यहाँ पे आपको basic process लिखना है. Basic process means it is the process which gives the shape to the product, which gives the shape to the product. So here the casting is the process, basic process, which has given the shape to the product. In ball pillar, forging was the basic process. Basic process is defined as the process which gives the shape to the product. So in this case, it is casting. Ball pillar mein it was forging. Like that is. Principal process means in this case the principal process will be turning, because the majority of the operations by which this product is finished is turning. Had there been teeth cutting, lot of teeth cutting, then principal process would have been gear hobbing. This principal process means the product is how many, which process, or like turning, gear hobbing, drilling. Like suppose if there are say 100 holes in this product, then drilling would have become the principal process, where the maximum time is consumed. That is your principal process, and basic process means the process which gives the shape to the product. Yeah. Then revision is not there, so you cannot leave just uh, blank, you must write here, recorded changes in design, that there is no the revision table is not seen, hence there is no revision done. You have to write it explicitly, clearly आपको लिखना है. The next step is resistance to damage in the process. So now resistance to damage in the process में क्या लिखेंगे? No marks on the machine faces. Otherwise it is fine. Means machine faces में मतलब during the handling. Now whenever, now since this is 0.02, 0.02, 0.02 everywhere. So this will have a good finish, even though it is not ground. It will have a good finish. So during the handling, you have to take care that these machined surfaces are not damaged. Now during the handling means what? Now you have done setup one on lathe machine. Okay, then you are not going to do immediately, isn't it? Yes, if you have two machines, then you can do it immediately. But since even if you have two machines, then you need to transport from one machine to another machine, isn't it? And you are not going to transport one piece, so you'll make at least 50 pieces and then only you will transport. So when you are handling those 50 pieces, when you are stacking one component on above second component, so that time you have to take care that these components are not damaged, there are no scratch marks, there are no dent marks, in the handling. So this care has to be taken, and that process engineer has to write in the preliminary part analysis. See, these are the important surfaces, so you have to handle it carefully, करके, or probably you have to design some kind of material handling fixture. So where you will design a wooden fixture with a mandrel of this diameter 75 diameter. So moment your setup one is done, okay, then you have to keep that piece on a fixture having a mandrel so that it is safe, you know. Otherwise during the handling, if you just dump it one above other, then it's going to damage the surfaces of each other. So whatever जो भी मेहनत किया है लेथ वाले ने, is going to be spoiled. And not only that mehnat, but it is going to be rejected also. Then next step is here. So here you have to write no marks on the machine faces. No, and explicitly लिखना है no marks on the diameter 125 or no marks on diameter 100. Whereas if there are some marks here, hmm, और ये फेस के ऊपर मार्क्स आएगा चलेगा, मोस्टली हम लोग डिसाइड करते हैं ना ऐसा. यहाँ पे भी इफ द मार्क्स कम्स लाइक ऑन दिस पेज इधर तो भी चलेगा.
सर,
सो यू हैव टू राइट या बोलिए.
सर एक्सप्लिसिटली उन्हीं
हम्म,
डायमेंशंस के बारे में ये बताना पड़ेगा जिनका टॉलरेंस बहुत ज्यादा है, मीन्स बहुत टाइट टॉलरेंस है,
हाँ, टाइट
मतलब उनका ही
टॉलरेंसेस.
बताना पड़ेगा ना।
हाँ, normally, हाँ, see, normally wherever there will be a tight tolerances, so by default, those surfaces has to be protected. But sometimes what happens, some surfaces are only aesthetic, like उधर tolerance नहीं रहता है, but the finish is very important. That is the surfaces which are appealing customers, surfaces which the customer looks and he tends to buy that product. So those surfaces, even though the tolerances are not tight or close tolerances, the surface finish, grinding surface finish बोलो या texture बोलो इसके ऊपर का, those are all important. Like suppose if you are into the construction or if the civil industries, उधर जो प्लाइज रहते हैं, वुडन प्लाइज रहते हैं और डेकोरेटिव आइटम्स रहते हैं, तो वहाँ का जो फिनिश रहता है, वहाँ का जो टेक्सचर रहता है, सो दोज हैज टू बी हैंडल वेरी केयरफुली. उसके ऊपर टॉलरेंस नहीं है, उनका तो चलता है प्लस माइनस 1 mm में चलते हैं. सिविल इंडस्ट्री में बोलो आप, हाँ, या फैब्रिकेशन इंडस्ट्री में टॉलरेंस इज 1 mm. हियर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट माइक्रॉन्स, isn't it? बट कंस्ट्रक्शन सिविल में या इंटीरियर डिजाइनर में, इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग में द टॉलरेंस इज देयर आल्सो. दे मेक द ड्राइंग्स but they don't know microns. They talk in millimeter, 1 mm, 2 mm plus minus चलता है उधर. But there the aesthetic is very important, and there that's why the surface finishes are very important. So there that handling plays very important, I say. So even though the tolerances are not close or tight, if it is mentioned that if it is a grind finish or if it is a lap finish, where you can see your face, pura it's like a mirror polish, then that has to be protected. So uske upar then you have to give instruction कि you have to have one protective sheet. उसके ऊपर प्लास्टिक का sheet आता है with the adhesive. So during every handling you have to put some protective sheets, plastic sheets on those areas, mirror polish areas, so it doesn't get damaged. Because even if a small dot also, 8 by 4 फुट का आपके पास अभी ये पैनल है, या पॉलिश शीट है 8 by 4 का, वहां पे एक भी डॉट किधर भी आएगा, है ना, देन इट इज पूरा रिजेक्ट हो जाएगा 8 by 4. सो यू हैव टू हैंडल इट वेरी केयरफुली. एंड प्रोसेस इंजीनियर विल नॉट वर्क ओनली इन मशीनिंग इंडस्ट्रीज. अभी there are so few interns from DJ Sangvi. They are working in deco metal industries, and deco metal is into the this thing decorative item civil. So there they write it clearly, that moment the polishing is done, moment it is mirror polished. There that plates are also mirror polished on the milling machine only. Instead of milling cutter, HSS cutter, there the buffing wheels are used, which gives a mirror polish. Immediately it is polished, then there is a coolant which cleans all the powders, then a blast of air, and then immediately you have a sealing machine on which the protective sheet is placed on that. Exactly. So this is a work of process engineer. Hmm. Not only that, but there can be even small areas also, polished areas. So that has to be suitably covered. Then now for step number one, in that there were many steps, sub steps. So you have to write like this only. You don't use your own letters, don't use your own letters. Now remember, I am telling you this is written in Roman, one Roman. So please use Roman one only. Then this is again a Roman letter. So second step. So that is nothing but auxiliary method of visualizing the part. Now in this case for the transbearing cage, This for the transferring case. Now this is, I don't think any third view is required. These two views are sufficient to understand this drawing to use, because we are engineers. So to third view is not required. So there, or even the 3D model is also not required, or even the prototype is also not required. So you can share your remarks as a 2D sketch is sufficient, as the product is not complicated. So third view is not required. 3D CAD model is not required, or prototype is also not required. But sometimes, as I showed few drawings, there the 3D models or the prototype is important, because in that case the drawings are not sufficient to visualize. Now, third step is
सर
written. Yes.
सर टॉलरेंस और सरफेस फिनिश हैंड इन हैंड नहीं जाते, तो वैसा हो सकता है क्या? जिसका टॉलरेंस ज्यादा है उसका सरफेस फिनिश इतना अच्छा नहीं, और जिसका सरफेस फिनिश इतना अच्छा है उसका टॉलरेंस उतना ज्यादा नहीं है?
Normally it goes, see, if the tolerances are closer, yes, then surface finish are has to be good, isn't it? Because the closer tolerances are done by grinding. But what I am talking, that if it is ground surface, if the ground surface finish is required, I mean the tolerances, like suppose I give you example of 40. So 40 can be plus minus zero point 0.5 with a grinding finish. That is what I am telling. In that case, the size is not important, but you need to do the grinding. I say, understood? Because that surface,
सर
surface finish is required. And if the same one, suppose if I talk 40 plus minus 0.02, then obviously you have to do the grinding. Definitely, since you are doing grinding, you are going to get a surface finish. But in that case, you have to use the micrometer to keep on checking the size, whether I have got the size 40 plus minus 0.02 or not. But same thing if it is 40 plus minus zero point 0.5, but the grinding is mentioned, then you don't have to bother. आप इवन वर्नियर से भी चेक कर सकते हैं, but here the concern is you need to have a good finish, good grinding finish. What you said is right. Generally the tolerance, if the tolerance is tighter, then definitely, the finish has to be good. But if the finish is good, it need not be closer tolerances. Like suppose I give you two example. One is 40 plus minus 0.02 and another is 40 plus minus zero point 0.5.
ओके
All
सर।
right. Yeah. See, basically क्या होता है, the closer the tolerances means, see, good surface finish means what? See, actually, if you go more in detail, since you are asking, since you are asking, since you are very particular, see, basically, surface finish मतलब क्या रहता है? It is the difference between the two heights, up and down. We call it the valley and peaks. उसके बीच में 0.02 हम लोग जो बोलते हैं, जो 20 माइक्रोन जो बोलते हैं, इट इज नथिंग बट द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द पिक्स एंड द वैलीज. Peaks and the, if you exaggerate the surface, it is the difference between the peaks and the valleys. 20 micron. So when I talk about 50 microns, it is more. When I talk about 100 microns, it is still more. When I talk about 10 microns, it is less. That distance is less. Hmm. And surface finish is good. Good means what? Like when you go for grinding or lapping or super finishing, that time the material removal rate is less. हम लोग क्या करते हैं? There is hardly any material removal rate, but we do burnishing kind of thing so that it shines. So that it shines. Like हम लोग शूज को पॉलिश करते हैं, शूज को पॉलिश करते हैं, तो उसमें मटेरियल नहीं निकलते हैं. It gives a luster, it gives a shine, it gives a shine. चमकाता है वो. अंडरस्टैंड ना? अदरवाइज अगर डेली हम लोग पॉलिश करते बैठेंगे, हाँ, तो 2 महीने के बाद वो जो शूज का थिकनेस है वो कम हो जाएगा ऊपर से. स्लोली स्लोली इट विल इरोड. ऐसा नहीं होता है. सो एनी सुपर फिनिशिंग प्रोसेसेस, सरफेस फिनिशिंग, दैट इज अनदर डिफरेंस. देयर इज नो मटेरियल रिमूवल एज सच. I hope it is clear. Okay, yeah. So now third step is determine the principal process. Now in this case, cutting is the main process. Now machining, cutting. Now cutting is not hacksaw cutting. So cutting means you are turning, or or milling, uh, or teeth cutting, ear rubbing, like that. So you can write here that turning is the principal process. Hmm? Or even if you mention cutting also, I have written here cutting because cutting me again we go in details. Fine. Then next step is determine alternate process. Alternate process mean here you have to give the thought. Here you have to give the thought. That is whether this product can be manufactured by some other processes. And here you need to write also. Here you need to write also that you are justifying your basic process. See, this preliminary part में analysis you have to study entirely together. ऐसा कुछ sequence नहीं है. It gives an appearance that ये सब एक साथ करना है, बराबर है ना? All simultaneously आप नहीं कर सकते, बराबर ना? So you have to write down. You are doing in steps, ऐसे. And as far as possible we have given here some flow. हाँ? But you may feel अरे ऑपरेशन है तो पहला करना मांगता है, अभी सर बोलते हैं बेसिक प्रोसेस ऑल्टरनेट प्रोसेस वो तो वही करना है. हाँ? But then everything we cannot write at one go in one line. Understand? So that's why you are giving some delays and we are writing sequence after sequences. So it gives an impression that your basic process में करना होता है, like that everything has to be done in one step only. But remember, you have to take some time, and then all these 10 steps has to be done in this sequence only, so that it will reduce the time. Otherwise, if you try to think, if you try to write everything at a time, then you will fumble up. Hmm. So did alternate process may you have to write. If the quantity is less, then you can go for fabrication. Fabrication means welding. Means how you are going to do welding here means you will make one piece. You will have one piece here round bar. You will have another square piece, and you will have another piece, and then आप welding करेंगे and then turning करेंगे. This is in case if the quantity is 5 pieces. If the quantity is 1 or 2 pieces, then you can go for a cast bar, round bar or hexagonal bar. So like that you have to write here. Determine alternate process में. Means you have options available. You can justify. अगर आपका जो costing है, you can justify with your end user. Yes, you have given thoughts to all other processes, and out of which the casting is only the suitable process. Because end user will ask, अरे तुम बार क्यों नहीं मंगाते हैं, या तुम वेल्डिंग क्यों नहीं करते. सो यू हैव टू फोर्जिंग क्यों नहीं करते, तो आपको बोलना पड़ता है कि ये दिस इज अ कास्ट एंड which has difficulty in forging. It is a casting grade material, so you have to go for casting. So all this you have to write here. Determine alternate process. Then now next step is your determine functionally important surfaces on the workpieces. So obviously functionally important surfaces you can identify based on the tolerance, based on the surface finish, and based on the geometry. This is important step. See, as a process engineer, tomorrow you will become entrepreneur, okay, or you will work in a industry. You will come to know कि अरे all these steps you have to decide at one go only. जब भी कंपोनेंट ड्राइंग हाथ में आता है तभी आप साथ में ही सोचेंगे अरे मशीन कौन सा किससे करना है क्या करना है. बट व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग डाउन यू इट इज not possible to write everything together, so you are breaking into different steps. So here determine the functionally important surfaces on the workpiece, so based on the tolerances. Now in this drawing transbearing cage, so 75, 100 and 125, these are the functionally important surfaces based on the tolerances. Why? Because 125 tolerance is 0.02. This is 0.02. This is 0.02. So this is functionally important surfaces. Means what? Something is going to be fitted inside this. Generally, what we do functionally important surface जिसका भी tolerance is 0.05 या 0.1 से at the most कम रहता है. We take it 0.05. वो सब functionally important रहेंगे by default. जिधर भी tolerance is less than 0.05 है वो functionally important surface रहेंगे. So in this case अभी यहाँ पे जो है 75, 100 and 125, these are the functionally important surfaces. Now depth of the recess, again, if the tolerance is close, then that becomes functionally important surfaces. Because इसके अंदर circlip bed है, circlip bed है. So if it is close tolerances, then yes, otherwise not. Then based on the surface finish, so wherever there is a grinding symbol, so that becomes functionally important surfaces. Because अगर finish अच्छा है, so that means something is it's going to be a functional surface. Maybe some relative motions will be there. And then based on the geometry, now based on the geometry here, you have to identify, you have to look, ये जो है tolerance, based on the tolerance you will come to know by the tolerances. Surface finish you will come to know by the symbols, grinding symbols, or by G. And then based on the geometry you will come to know by looking at the drawing. So drawing में you have to look for these notes. ये ऐसे है. So this is called the based on the geometry. Means bores 100, 99.98 and 75, 74.98 must be concentric with 125, 124.9 within 0.05 TIR total इंडिकेटर रनआउट. मतलब क्या, ये जो है, जो 75 का बोर है और जो 100 का बोर है, हाँ, एंड जो 125 का है, those should be true with each other, within 0.05 total indicated runout. So that is what is called as the geometry. Based on the geometry means what, if this is rotating, this should not rotate out, or if at all it is rotating out, it should rotate within 0.05, because there is nothing like 0 0. 0.05 is also too high. Generally we give total indicator runout of 0.02. मीन्स इसके ऊपर जो पुली बैठ रहा है सपोज, और ये जो शाफ्ट है, इसके अंदर का शाफ्ट है, so that pulley will not run or will not rotate out more than 0.02. Suppose if you do in another settings, अगर setting अलग अलग setting में करते हैं, तो shaft is running true, but then outside diameter suppose if it is 0.1 out, तो आपका पुली है वो क्या होगा, आउट घूमेगा. तो पुली या गियर जो है वो आउट घूमेगा. सो गियर जो मेश होता है सामने, उसका टीथ है वो डैमेज कर देगा. पुली if it is running out, then it will create eccentric load, and then बाद में pulley and belt will also get spoiled, as well as shaft will also get spoiled. So this was your based on geometry. It was time. If you have doubt, please ask. Otherwise, we can stop here.
No, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you so much.